Hey, 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 it's me again. Shocker. Let's do another Math with Mrs. Manson video. Today we are going to be writing equations. Now you might be like, we've already had this lesson. Yeah, well, we wrote expressions. And you guys rocked at being able to use the word quotient for divide. Product is times, sum is add, and difference is subtract. We're going to use those words for today's lesson again. But again, instead of writing expressions, we're going to be writing equations. So the only thing that's different is that we're including an equal sign. And so we're probably including the word is. 2 plus 2, get rid of that. 2 plus 2 is 4 would look like 2 plus 2 is 4, right? That's how you would say it in English. It's how it would be translated into an equation. Or if you have 2 is, the difference of 12 and 10, you would write that as 2 is, you know the difference is subtract, right? The difference of 12 and 10. So the only thing new is that we are including also what the answer is, or the other side of the equation. So if we have something that says 6 fewer than a number is 46.33, we know that the is, like we have here, is an equal to, and then we have a 46.33. Now, how do we write 6 fewer than a number? Well, let's let n represent the unknown number. I know sometimes when you guys see this as 6 fewer than a number, you think that's permission to use like any number, right? But remember that a number or a variable is taking the place of an unknown. So we actually don't know what this number is yet. And until we do, that's when we're going to do the variable. We're also going to remember that fewer than and less than is that turnaround word. So if we want to find 6 fewer than a number, it is going to look like this. 6 fewer than a number is 46.33. Okay? Now, what if we have 2/3 of the cost of the sweater is $18? Well, let's just kind of read it from left to right and translate it as we go. 2/3 of is a keyword for times. The cost of a sweater, we don't know the cost of the sweater. So we're going to keep it a C or an X or a Z or whatever. But then we have that it is 18. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing today. We're translating in from English, from a word sentence, to a math sentence, aka a math equation. Algebraic equation even, because it will have some variables. Don't forget about those turnaround words. Most time when you see less than, more than, taller than, fewer than, that then is your key word that it can be turned around. So 8 more than the number of children, 8 more than the number of children is 24. M minutes less than 80. So let's do 80 first, and let's do M minutes less than that is 15 minutes. All right, let's try some together. You pause, try it on your own, and then replay to see if you did it correctly. Okay. The difference of a number and 2 is 3.5. Difference means subtract. What are we subtracting? We're subtracting a number. I'm going to use n and 2. So those are the two things we're finding the difference of. The difference of a number and 2 is 3.5. Okay? Double the number of balloons is 36. How do we do double? Times it by 2, huh? Double the amount of balloons, we'll do a B this time for balloons. Double the number of balloons, we don't know the number of balloons, that's why I did the B, is 36. Okay? All right, pause and try this one. The quotient of a number and 24. So let's do J this time. The quotient of a number and 24 is 1.4. Remember that you could also go the quotient of a number and 24 is 1.4. Both of those are quotients. Both of those are correct. 24 less than the number of sharks is 13. Okay, so we got that less than, huh? Less than the number of sharks. Let's do S for sharks. And 24 less than that is 13. Booyah. Ooh, The circus recently spent $1,500 on new trapezes. The trapezes cost $75 each. Write an equation that could be used to find the number of trapezes that the circus bought. Okay. Recently spent $1,500 on new trapezes. The trapezes cost $75 each. Okay, go see if Dad can take you.
Oh my gosh.
$75 each. Remember, each is times. $75 for each trapeze. And they spent a total of $1,500. So that total is like the equal amount, right? So I'm going to say 75T equals 1,500. Rachel went to the store to buy some yarn. Each ball of yarn cost $6, which includes the tax. She spent a total, I kind of feel like a total is going to be another equal sign, huh? A total of $42. Write an equation. Okay. Each ball of yarn is $6. 6 times y equals 42. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about. We are going to now do the opposite. I'm going to give you a math equation, and you are going to write the word equation, or the word sentence. Sorry, the English. I'll give you the math. You'll change it to English. Let me give you an example. Okay, so I'm going to give you something like this. X plus 9 equals 14. And you could literally write x plus 9, not the equal sign, but equals 14. Okay, so write out everything in English except for the numbers. The numbers can stay numbers, but everything else. Okay, so this works absolutely, but you could also say 9 more than a number is 14. Like there's a million different ways you could say this. You could use the fancy sum. The sum of a number and 9 is 14. So you could say is, you could say equals, right? Total x plus 9, the total of x plus 9 is 14. Okay, there's a lot of options there. What could you do for this one? This is another sum one. We're not going to do that one. What could you do for this? You could use the word product, because that means times the product of 6 and a number equals 54. You could just say it out. 6 times g, or 6 times a number, is 54. Again, you could say is 54 or equals 54. Couldn't you? Oh, division. What could we say for division? We could say a number divided by 5 is 9. We could say the quotient of t and 5 equals 9, right? Divide a number. Ooh, this is good. Divide a number by 5 and get 9. Ooh, that one's fancy. What about a difference one? Lots of options for this too, right? A number minus 4 is 23. A number decreased by 4 is 23. Ooh, you could do the cool less than and put the 4 in front and say 4 less than a number equals 23. Wow, those are good ones. Okay, so that was some practice for you. You now know how to go from an English sentence to a math sentence, or a word expression to an algebraic equation is kind of the correct way to say that. So have fun with that. See you next lesson.